Oh, what's up with this? Is the resolution correct? No, why it's all zoomed out like that. Alright, welcome back to another stream. Finishing up this score run. There's only 10 cycles left. But hopefully I can, these are like fairly long cycles. Because I'm at the point where I'm just going for points mostly, instead of passages. I spent a decent amount of time just running around, getting different echoes and getting to different regions, as well as messing around with starving, so now we're just focusing on maximizing our our points from creature kills. So we left off at Sky Islands, and I have dev tools on. Hold up, actually I'm gonna turn that off real quick. Actually, I think I also turned off another input display. Yeah, I might have to close the game for this to work. Yeah, I was recording some other videos that required me to turn off some or change around the mod settings, so yeah, I do have to restart. All right, this will only take a little bit. Sorry about that. All right, let's get back into this. So we did have a King Vulture mask that made this whole thing a lot easier. As for the rest of the echoes, there's 2 left. I think 1 in Sky Islands in this region, and 1 the one over in Subterranean. Ooh, this might be a kind of rough jump. Actually, I can do it from this top platform. There's a King Vulture over there. I would like to avoid that if possible. It's not very fast. There's a chance that this lizard comes back down and gets me in this tunnel. It already ran away. Okay. Quite eventful start here. That's a good start to getting points. Oh, can I even make it up? I mean, I can just go through this, obviously. So I'm just going to have to make it back to the other side of Sky Islands. Should be dead already. Oh, we scavengers. I think I have Chieftain, right? So I shouldn't have to worry about making them mad. Another thing, I need to get a pearl at some point. A colored pearl specifically, and I don't think that there's any good options in Sky Islands because the pearls here are different. They're interesting. I don't know. I think I picked up one of them and it didn't count towards the passage. So I'll have to find another option. Also, these Centiwings are just kind of in the way. Because if I tried to stab them, they would just fall, but like fly at the bottom of the screen. This is kind of tricky. Ooh. For some reason, the camera is kind of weird. That's a bit close. Yeah, now the echo is over here. I think I'm going to... Wow. I think that scavenger... Oh, he's just dead now. These guys are really scared of me, but they don't have anywhere to run. But I'd rather not go down there. There's a risk of them immediately unaggroing. Yeah, there we go. Kind of stuck though. Okay. Kinda got stuck in there and the other lizard could have been dangerous. So at some point they're just gonna aggro on me. Yeah. There we go. This part shouldn't be too bad considering that their creatures are gonna be explosive spear here. If there are any creatures in this room, then they're gonna be disabled by the echo. But it seems pretty empty. I would rather not get the echo right now though. It's only just the start of the cycle. I think I'd rather get a few more points and then, so I guess, which way should I go? Yeah, this is the right way. Get a few more points and then stay in the shelter at the end of Sky Islands and then come back to get the echo. So I'd rather keep the kills that I've gotten so far, although it's only been like a few lizards. Like a blue lizard, some cyans, and a pole plant. Those orange lizards too. That's pretty good. That's just not high enough to make it up there. What's another scavenger? Hello. I actually did not see this one. There you go. When pole hopping like this, I like to press up after each jump just in case I miss the pole hop. That way I can still grab onto the pole if I keep falling down. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. There's my spear, too. Well, these scavengers are going to take what spears are left in this area. Actually managed to get up here. He was well hidden. The white lizard, he was so well hidden that I just like ran straight into them all. Because I was trying to stab the, oh, come on. There's a lot of things here that I would like to get if I had a single spear. There we go. I don't think I'm going to mess with that dropper. Or I could, give that pearl to some scavengers to trade for spears. Ooh, this is dangerous. Just got scammed. He would have picked that up for free, but instead I decided to take it and then give it to him to get the spears. So I don't know where those lizards went, but I would like to get them now. Another explosive spear. Ooh, hello. Oh, that's there we go. That scavenger was dead anyway, so I couldn't have saved them. So now at this point, I just need to get out of here as fast as I can. I might have stayed here for too long, just like last time, because I also died to the rain. But there's like a minute left before it actually starts. As long as I move fairly quickly. As long as this room isn't really a problem. Don't know if you need the throw boost there, but I like to do that for safety. If that's not a vulture down here. Of course it is. I'm already out of here. There's an orange lizard up there too. Whoa. Okay, last time I also... shoot. I have to keep going. Hey, can I see the chat? Yeah. Yeah. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Just kind of dropping. This isn't unfortunate. This is great. Minus mask plus slug puff. That's actually really big because this is an extra passage just for free. Also, I think they're starving. I didn't have any food for them. It doesn't matter for this cycle because I'm just gonna see the echo immediately. I don't know if there's something I could do with the starving here. If that could give me any advantages. I used to always do a roll pounce there, but you would end up landing like upside down on the pole. There's a drop bug there. I mean, I feel like as long as you just keep them on your back, they aren't really that annoying. They don't really get in the way. Unless I didn't think about this, but maybe I'm not allowed to hold onto a spear with this on my back. Like, I can only have one thing on my back at a time. So if this takes up a spear slot, then that's kind of unfortunate, but it's only free handful. I mean, I'm gonna have to leave them behind at some point. Because they can't go into the depths if that's where I'm ending the run, but actually I can test it right now. It looks like I'm not able to. So no back spears for a while. So maybe it's fine that I dropped the mask because I can still hold on to 2 items. Also, someone commented on the last score run stream that I think it's weird that I didn't bring the green neuron to Moon. And yeah, it is weird because I didn't really have a reason to not bring it because I immediately went to Shoreline anyway. So had I known in advance that I was going to go to Shoreline, I would have kept the neuron. Maybe I can find it again. Exactly where I left it behind. This is not going to be an easy fight. If I should have killed that. Oh, also I need to worry about lizards now because I don't have a mask. Where are they? Really make use of the... Oh, now they're just gonna die to the centipede. Oh, no, the centipede's gonna die to them. Well, now oh, no. The lizard got them. Or the centipede got them, and then it ran away. I get to keep the spear. Probably gonna need to find, like, some bat flies or something for the slug pup. Hopefully that still counted as my kill, since I hit them with the spear first. Oh, here's some food. They're still starving, though. I'm also going to need to grab these. I am going to the deer. Will these be awful? Probably. It's actually possible to make it up there. I didn't think it would be. That little trick I did, you basically just crouch and then turn around, and then halfway through the turnaround, you jump. Gets you a little bit of extra height. Or the pups have like different personalities. Or then I can feed it a centipede or something. Ooh, that's a vulture. I don't know if I want to get another vulture mask. Okay, I'll head down here. It's a little bit safer. Do you like centipedes? It's fine with it. I think they do have varying food preferences, right? Sometimes well, I think maybe if they're starving or like low on food, they're just gonna eat it anyway, but sometimes they just don't want to eat some specific type of food. Now, I have 2 spore pups here, but I really don't want to throw one because I've had bad experience with like throwing spore pups. I feel like wherever you throw it, the deer tends to get stuck there for some reason, so it's not Higgy. Silly. Should turn around right now. So you got 2 Slick pups that really wanted to run around and like throw spears and stuff. So it should turn around. It should. And oh, it's especially like a lot worse if you have to have 2 of them. There we go. Just 1 Slug pup is pretty easy to manage. Reindeer moment. Like even if their AI being a little bit janky is kind of accurate to just a wild animal, like it doesn't have to act to like perfectly serve the player. But I don't know if staring at a wall for 20 seconds is like natural behavior. Today I will observe this wall and do nothing. After I was fed a spore puff. You don't usually see scavengers here. Shinny canopy with hunter spawns. You know, and hunter usually has the advantage of being able to hold an extra spear, but then you can only hold 1 other item. Which could be like 1 spear, but then you have to like just using 1 spear to deal with lizards can be very difficult. Or I guess you could try to go for 1 vulture mask. But then like some other creatures like dropwigs would not care about the mask at all. You wouldn't have anything to deal with them. So usually the strategy there is to just like throw the slug pup somewhere safe and pick up some like item on the floor. Okay, my throat spears melee combat. Oh yeah, maybe I'll check that mod out. Also, this right here is the best change made in, I don't know if it's downpour exclusive or just remix mode, but that, oh hey, there's a deer. It's not interested. But that corner, this didn't used to be in the game. It was added in the update, and it actually lets you pounce across this gap consistently. It used to be way harder to do that, but they fixed it. and it's like the best change made to the default map. Also, I don't know if scavengers don't like my slug pup. Whoa, that guy's moving. So melee combat would actually make it easier, right? Because you just need one spear. If that one spear is also effective against lizards. But I imagine that it's still like, it doesn't work if you hit them in their head. It's still easier if you like hit them with a rock first. Okay, this actually, I'm gonna have to use that. I think there's a spore puff in this room. Yeah. But hopefully they don't block the pipe on the way back. Please. Thank you. Oh, they actually were just about to. Still another kind of slow cycle. Oh, it's funny that there's a slug cat icon on the map now because of the slug pup. When it's usually just a circle. Do you want the spear? Or is he already fully equipped? Just being faster than lizards, that's always an ideal strategy. If you can't fight them, just run away. This is another reason I don't like deer. They don't even exist when you want them to. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna have to immediately stay in the shelter on the other side. Actually, it might get stuck in the worm grass. There we go, finally. But will it actually start moving? Yeah, apparently they did actually fix the deer. And then it broke again before, or about when they actually like released the update, the DLC. So, you know, maybe actually like turning, I do have tweaked deer behavior. I have that setting turned on. So apparently they might still work a bit better if you actually don't have that setting on. But then you're just dealing with the same kind of janky reindeer like that used to be. So now is the question, am I actually gonna, I should make it. There's only like a few screens left and then there's a shelter in that same room. Realistic behavior. So you get strangers that way, it's like actually about to rain. So sometimes the deer just don't mind just sitting out in the open waiting for the rain. Oh yeah, and they sometimes get stuck on this. But yeah, I think I'm good. Although I would have liked to make it a little bit further in this cycle. So I could have made it to the shelter in Subterranean. Actually, no, I have to stay in this next shelter anyway because I need to see the echo. We actually made it. Well, imagine if I had bad scavenger reputation. I would have immediately just got stabbed. Like, I finally made it over, and then instant death. But I already ate enough. There's some spears floating in the air here. It sounded like I pulled the spear out of something. Rare moment where the deer doesn't fling itself down the cliff. That actually hasn't really happened to me that often. But yeah, I've seen it happen. But they just totally, they kind of get stuck for a second and they fall all the way over. The Mother, that's the new passage. So I should have enough cycles for that, but now they actually look bright green. They have color again. I think that if you're starving and then you eat enough food, like you feel like your food pips, I think you do return to your normal color, but that did not seem to happen with the slug pup. It was still a little bit like discolored. Anyway, we're just gonna immediately see this echo. There, this time it was the slug pup that got stretched out. And that's Pilgrim. I think I'm not going to go for the Martyr. I mean, I've already not starved for these last echoes, so no Martyr, but I'm gonna get Hunter, I'm gonna get Mother, and then Scholar, and then maybe Friend. Although, I really don't know if that's actually a good idea, or, like, possible, because, I don't know how lizards care about the slug pup, even if they were tamed. Or I guess, I mean, I don't need to bring the slug pup with me the whole time, but I guess I do want to start making progress as soon as possible, so. And I think you only need to wait, like, 3 cycles. You need to sleep for, like, 3 cycles with a lizard. Whoa, that was a little bit dangerous. Yeah, if you want to check, like, in sandbox mode. Just the child. But I think if I, ooh, careful here. If I got the Mother and then immediately tried to get the Friend, I would have, like, 1 cycle left. These spiders. Classic subterranean lag spike. Wanna come back down here? Yeah. What? Instant death. I didn't think that they would dodge again like that. I should probably, like, try to throw a rock first to stun them. It doesn't really matter if the rock misses. Like, they instantly killed me, and then they grabbed onto the slug pup immediately. So, the one thing that I'm really worried about, well, there's a lot of things I'm worried about in Subterranean, but the biggest thing is probably the red centipede. They can really be a problem. Especially the route that I'm trying to go. It would be really nice if there was a Karma Flower right here. Although, actually, Karma doesn't matter anymore. Unless I die enough times to not be able to enter Subterranean. That really shouldn't happen. Ooh, that's even worse. I don't think I can hit them from here. And it's really bad if I miss the spear. Actually, I might just leave. Remember that in any situation, you have the option to just leave. And in this case, I can grab these. Oh. Oh, shoot. They're just gonna get revived. Don't come back up here. I shouldn't have kept rolling. Oh, wow. Don't follow me. Sometimes the spider spiders just kind of forget to keep going after you. Is that a red lizard? No, it's just a cyan that caught a whole centipede. And now I don't have a spear. This is great. Oh yeah, that's also true. Like once they get revived, they're only revived for a certain amount of time. I'd really like to grab a spear. That's not a spear. Mine is just to kind of wait this out. There's also the centipedes over there. This poor slug pup. Okay, they grabbed a spider. It's the okay, the centipede's also gone. Still lagging a little bit. I still don't know what's up with that. Why it lags so much in this area. I've actually been having like a decent amount of problems with lag in Rain World. Maybe it's just when I'm recording or like live streaming, but there's pretty often a lot of lag spikes. This is a stupid idea. Okay. No, I don't trust you with that. No. I should have trusted them with that. Get him. Oh. Yo, slug pup save. See, I should keep them even if I get the passage. They're totally worth it. And also they should get those for. I don't think they're a fan. Unless that's just the animation of eating. But I hear a large creature. Actually, this is good. I like to see the centipede here instead of down. So now I can make it over here. Without the centipede. Ooh. No, this is still a problem. Just don't make a sound. Like, well, it's a good thing that red centipede is all the way up there, so it won't be a problem when I get to this area. And now in this area, it is a problem. Although they can't see me if I'm not moving at all. Although they do like to just hang out in this room, normally. I think I could take on the smaller centipede. But not while the red one is here. Okay. Oh, that's good. All these are on the floor for some reason. Let's just not deal with this guy. Hey, don't. Okay. I didn't mean to throw them. That's the risk of keeping them on your back like that. But now I'm in this area. Actually, this is my favorite area for taming lizards, specifically. It's one in this room. I thought there was one in this room. I mean, they could have just walked over here. Here they are. They are a caramel. They're usually a green lizard, or I'm used to them being a green lizard. But like 90% of green lizards in the game have been replaced by caramels. Although the problem with the strategy is that I'm really missing out on a lot of creature kills. So I'm pretty much immediately going down here to get to start taming this lizard. I thought that was a dropback for a second. But this area is kind of devoid of good creatures to kill. That's a good start. I think there's like a decent amount of lizards over here. Also, there's see if you can see the stowaway. Hey, come back here. Hey, what? You can't go in there. They do have this. Oh, is it the end of the cycle? Hopefully the cyan lizard kind of made it back over there. Or not the cyan, the caramel. This isn't really great. It would have been a lot better for points if I actually like held on to or found a spear earlier. I guess we're gonna risk bringing the... Ooh, but the caramel, I don't see them anywhere. Yeah, let's get. I gotta get out of here before it rains. Unless they're already in this shelter. Oh, pup can use like creature shortcuts. I mean, that's helpful in areas where they can't really pathfind back up to an area that you can make it up. Although they usually struggle to follow you anyway. So I'm missing a lot of Wanderer pips. But there's Mother. I kind of don't know if I want to go for the friend. Because if I want to maximize points, it's best to just wander around and get kills throughout Subterranean. If I want the friend, I kind of need to stick around this area specifically. Are they tamed? It looks like it, but I'm gonna... He's dancing now. I'm going to find another centipede just to be safe. Oh yeah, they're also gonna follow me around. I don't really like that though. I'd rather them just stay in this room. Because usually this usually that lizard like just gets stuck in the shelter for the whole cycle for some reason. No spears. This isn't a big one. That was a mole lizard. You can see how easy it is for people to miss stowaways because you can barely even see it. And it's not even active. No, don't have a spear. This like pup really likes grabbing. Whoa. I don't like when they just ignore being stabbed. You have to respect the rock. If I hit you with a rock, you have to turn around. That's lizard law. They didn't again. It's a good thing that the stowaway isn't active, because that would make this a lot more difficult, because it's right above that pole, if you don't see it. Like right above me right now. Am I already... No. Try to grab that. Uh-oh. Come back here. Okay, kind of messed up some of that. But now I know this is a Dropwick somewhere. Try to get that blue lizard and centipede. So it's just the centipede now. Whoa. That's still kind of dangerous. I think it's pinned. Actually, hold up. If it stays in that position, yeah, I can get it easily now. That should be enough. That was a fast fall. There can also be a stowaway in this room, although I don't see it. They are pretty good at blending in. Okay, well, I didn't get credit for feeding that, but I think they're already tamed anyway. I don't know if there's any reason to like keep trying to tame them. It's just immediately gonna give it to the worm grass. Oh, there's another centipede in here anyway. So I'm now heading over to a room that's kind of dangerous. Tends to be a lot of stuff going on. Usually lead lizards. Possibly dropwigs, centipedes. The red centipede sometimes hangs out over here. Karma lizard that isn't tamed. There's that spider. Well, it's kind of risky to go for the there's a lot of spiders in this area. And not a lot of spears. A lot of spiders. I want to drop one of these spears down there. Why do they have a grenade? What? Save me. Scavenger? Slug pup? Don't throw the explosive spear. Something's... The scavenger just hit the other scavenger. I don't think it's dead though. Do you want to hit that spider? Thank you. That's all you had to do. There's so much stuff going on. Slug pup, please come back. Why is there that? Nah, it's just a mole lizard. Somehow I'm in a position I really don't like. So why am I over here now? I really don't want to hit that mother lizard either. Or mother spider. Yep, everything. Get that spider. There you go. This isn't really what I was thinking of. Oh shoot, there's like not much time left at all in the cycle. I can't make it back to the... Why is that a grenade? I can't make it back to the lizard. I don't know about getting the friend. I'd have to stick around that lizard for way too long, and I'd sacrifice a lot of points. I mean, getting a passage is a lot of points, but I feel like I haven't really been focusing enough on points. Like, I've mostly been prioritizing passages, which is still good, but, you know, it might be better at this point to just forget about that for now. Cycle 6, there's still a lot of time left. I mean, these past few cycles... Oh, gosh. I don't like this combination of spiders. If the spitter spider comes down here, I can deal with it, but not the mother spider. They're significantly more dangerous in this situation. You wanna come down? Okay. Egg bug. I could have eaten that. Oh shoot. Luckily they turned around even in this small little tunnel. I do need to find food for the slug pup. I kind of want to head over to the other side of Subterranean for a few reasons. One, I think it's just going to be better for points. I mean, I can stick around this area for a little bit longer. But there's like so many, like... This area is just kind of a mess. And the other side of Subterranean is a lot more like flat and open. And also that brings me closer to the pearl on the other side of the region, and that's the last pearl that I need to get for the scholar. Yeah, that's also a good reason to go to the other side. And I'd like to get this mole lizard now. Okay, that centipede is saying... They move so fast when they're determined to get you. I might have difficulty getting to the other side of the tunnel. I've had difficulty getting to the other side of the tunnel. I don't know if it knows I'm here though. You want to get the bat flies? This poor slug pup is getting traumatized by Subterranean. You think that a red centipede all the way over there isn't going to be a problem, but then it is in like a few seconds. It's just kind of their weird AI that prevents them from being a lot more dangerous. Like a lizard in this situation would get me pretty easily. Mole lizard save. Why do they not care at all? Oh, they care. Okay. If I can get through the pipe while the centipede's going through. I didn't think about the Mirror Birds. You know, actually, let's stay over here for a bit. Mirror Birds are actually scared of red centipedes. Hello. There we go. Now that they're all the way over there, there shouldn't be a problem. Oh, that's a situation. I would like to get the spitter spider. Ooh, batfly. I'm full food, right? I don't like the scavenger. Another thing I don't like about this area is how crowded it gets. These tiny little tunnels have so many spiders and lizards. Is that a friend? Or is it dead? There are two options. Dead or a friend. Actually, that kind of is how it is as the hunter. Scavenger's our friend. Everything else dies. Set up here. Oh, there's plenty of pathways. Hey, where are you going? Do you like egg bug eggs? You gonna eat that whole egg bug? There we go. Okay, that's just a scavenger. Let's try to get over to where I wanted to go in the first place. There's plenty of time left in the cycle. Oh, I don't know if I can catch up to this. A few extra spears just in case. But now it's a bigger problem. Who knows where the red centipede is? I mean, surely enough Mirror's birds can kill a red centipede. Gonna move. Okay, they moved a little bit. Oh, he has an explosive spear. Do you want to give that spear to me? I'm sure you wouldn't mind. I'm a chieftain after all. Ah. Okay, that was very lucky. I didn't immediately die to that. Just wasn't paying attention. Specifically, the Mirror Spirit wasn't paying attention. But now I have a explosive spear. You can lose chieftain after you get it, right? So I shouldn't take too much stuff from them for free. Although they are a fan of gooey ducks. Maybe. That might just be in farm rays. I didn't know they bounced. I'll have to start moving a little bit faster. Why does that guy look funny? There's a Thori here. Some lanterns sitting around. That's the kind of thing in a game that they put in the background to as like lore. Like, ooh, there's like some dead bodies sitting around, and it tells you, oh, that's a mirror spirit. That's a tiny mirror spirit. What? Oh, it's just blending in with the background, and it's kind of hard to see. Okay. Honestly, we always go through, well, not always, but usually Memory Crypts is the area that is associated with these birds, but this is also like a very similar area. Long open corridors with mirror birds. That guy's got a... Don't. Okay, I'm just gonna run. So there's a few rooms left and a few minutes left, so actually I think I can make it as long as I just keep moving. The mirror spirits did slow me down a decent amount, but apparently I'm not very good at the movement here. That's a lizard. He's got a centipede though. That's a lot of them. They all shared that den. No, I said that I wanted to keep moving. Oh, they surrounded me. I didn't think that there was another exit to that tunnel. He can still get me. Ooh, it's really good thing I hit the lizard and not the... That's a lot of spiders. This is going to be close. I still have to get through the whole water room. There's a sheltered... Ooh. That's a centipede. In the water. Was it that centipede? The tiny one. The pup will be a hero later in life. I almost accidentally stabbed them. That's a Leviathan. Where's the exit to this? Right here. The shelter's like one room away. You can't stab pups. I hope you can hold your breath. Oh no, do they have lower lung capacity than the player? Oh, okay, it's literally right there. Really? Because you automatically start swimming up after a certain point? Right there. I'm back in this area. Well, I got really slowed down by the centipede, I think. I waited for a decent amount of time, just waiting for it to get past. Slug Pup's freaking out. I'm back here. So, I could get these spiders, but they're just gonna revive each other. Oh no, they all left. Okay, I'm not gonna deal with those. Instead, I'm just gonna get stuck in this area. There's the centipede. It's missing some armor for some reason. I just very recently died to the rain right next to a shelter. Like, actually, like, right next to it. Although, depending on the lung capacity of a slug pup, I don't know if they also survived. Okay, I guess there's no spears over here. Yeah, come over here. I didn't mean to do that. Nice thing about mole lizards is that they can't grab you when you're jumping over them. Severe childhood trauma. Just a little bit. You know, this is just kind of the default Rain World experience, so I'm actually just preparing them. The spear went through the floor. Pup, don't make any noises. Well, I didn't want them to get grabbed. I'm not dead. Yeah, they've actually saved me on one occasion. They're trying to right now, but I don't think it's gonna happen. You know, I think I'd rather take a death over a cycle that, even if I did survive, that would really slow me down. So I'd rather wait until I get a good cycle over surviving that and potentially not really making much use of the rest of the time. Uh-oh. I think the slug pup got hit, but I'm fine. No, I'm not fine. Just use them as a shield. Like, oh, I'm fine. Only the slug pup got hit. I would like to kill that spider though. If they come back over here. Oh no, there's just a leaf lizard now. I didn't expect the... Why are you attacking me? There's a spider right there. Okay. I think there are some situations where creatures explicitly target you over everything else. That might have been one of the situations, because they were fighting with the spider. And then no, let's get the slug pup instead. I didn't know there's a den right there. What's really annoying here is the mother spider. Because I would just be able to throw a spear wherever. It doesn't matter which one I hit, except it definitely matters which one I hit. If I hit the mother spider, everything would be a lot worse. Also, I see like 4 spears on the screen. Maybe just 3 of them, but plus the one that I'm holding. So I've usually been struggling to find enough spears in this area. I do want to stay here though, to get some more points. Although actually, considering the amount of like lizards that was over in that other area, maybe that area is good for points too. This area is quite empty. A little bit stuck in here. We can push the centipede out of the way. Can't imagine this is a pleasant experience for the slug pup. That spider doesn't seem to be interested in coming up here. Okay, I think I'm gonna head back over to the other side. I still need food for the slug pup. I think there's bubble fruit that I can get them. Or these. Although I don't really... yeah. That makes sense. Now they're dancing. You're supposed to pick up the bat. Oh no, they're already full. That's a funny idea. Once I go into the Void Sea, the slug pup actually just continues the score run. That doesn't sound very pleasant. It's not that big. It also left a grenade behind. It, as in a scavenger. Ooh. There's a spider there. Don't mind the chaos of the last screen. Nice jump. I do need a little bit more food. I tried to pick up the grenade and throw it at the Mirror Birds and run away, which I guess that kind of worked out, but it took a little bit longer than I would have liked. I think they're... Oh, nah, I have to wait anyway. Actually, this room is pretty close to where I want to go. Specifically to grab the colored pearl down here. That's all I need for Scholar. Although this room is kind of one of my least favorite in the game. It's basically just more filtration, except with more tight spaces. More areas to get stuck with mole lizards. This area is very interesting. Is there a kelp up there? I think it's in the tunnel above, but that's a weird placement. I guess I'll try to kill it. Since there's not really anywhere else it can go. That's like the strangest kelp placement I've seen. Now, I don't know if they changed this, but there was a decent chance. Oh, I dodged that. There's a decent chance that a scavenger can take the pearl in this area. And that was a problem in the run where you tried to get all the pearls. The moment you entered Subterranean, you basically had to rush for this pearl because scavengers could show up at any time and just take it, so it would despawn forever. That shouldn't be a problem if they changed I already had that pearl. This should count as another one. You know, it's kind of weird seeing a slug pup hold onto a pearl like that. Mole lizard. That's not what I wanted to do. That is what I wanted to do. Need to pick up another spear for this centipede. Well, there's the scavenger right here. You can see where the problem might be. Sorry for almost hitting you with a spear. You know, actually, hold up. I'm gonna give these guys a pearl. Just in case my reputation is going down a little bit too much. That should bring it back up. As far as it needs to be. Anyway, there's where I died last time. Right next to that shelter. Down there. Is that a large centipede? And probably where I'm going to stay another time, but I would like to get a few more kills in this next area if I can. Although maybe I'm risking it too much again. Might I come back out? There's a spitter spider in there too. Well, I guess that's food for tomorrow. If tomorrow is even the right word you can say for cycles. I don't even think that centipede's big enough to be a problem. Okay, that was risky. Because of the centipede and the spider. Please don't. I was also a little close. There's a spear down here. I guess I can try to wait for this guy to come down. I guess the centipede could count. Okay, what was that? I actually missed the spear again. And it's stuck in the wall. Although it's probably panicking because of the rain now. So I'm just gonna have to shelter without getting any extra points. I could have gone like 2 extra centipedes and spider. Hopefully this guy doesn't grab onto me. Hopefully there's not an extra spider in this room. And I didn't expect another spider. Like there's the one that I killed earlier. And there was the one in the... I guess that's the one that just went there, right? I should have accounted for that. Well, now I have to do that all again. I should just stay in the shelter. Well, I shouldn't have stayed in the shelter because I could have gotten a lot of more points from spitter spiders and from centipedes. See if this guy comes out of the pipe. Sure, that mole lizard will just eat the spider. Yeah. Sorry if it's a little dark in that room. I didn't even see that spider. There's a spider in the way. The kind of spider that I don't like. Where is it going? Hold up. Now I gotta kill it. This is actually a pretty good place to kill Coalesce Speed. It's really flat. If this big bunch comes up here, it just takes like 1 rock to get them all. That was just an egg bug. A caramel lizard all the way over here. Yeah, I just want to get the spears back. There we go. There's a lot going on. I don't like that sound. Hello, spider? I'm interested in stealing your points. Almost. There you go. That guy was moving. No more bat fuzz over here. Guess there's still some Coalesce beats. That's kind of more of a problem. They're not really... Oh, here they are. There you go. That's how you deal with those guys. Guys as in a horde of spiders. There we go. Eat the rest of these. I want to grab the slug pup. I know that I have chieftain, but the scavengers still kind of make me anxious. And they're still... Oh, don't throw anything. I don't even know if scavengers throw stuff at Coalesce speeds. But that other spider is still in the way. Well, now these guys are in the way. I need to get going. I no longer have a slug pup. Are they dead? Yeah, let me just take a bite of the of the slug. Okay, so don't touch the green spiders ever. That's never a good idea. Even if I thought I could deal with the Coalesce beads. Even less of them is enough to kill the slug pup. Excuse me. Why are you here? Oh, there's so many moles. Why can't I put you on my back? Nope. Do this correctly. There we go. Ah, that's the green one. Yeah, don't touch that. Although it's still in the way. This egg bug does. Okay. Good reaction time. Do you wanna move? Thank you. I love watching drop bugs run by, just completely ignoring you. It's kind of weird. 19th place is good. It's a hard category. Even like not even just getting a time, but just completing the run in the first place. But it's kind of weird seeing 19th place, considering that I've been looking a lot at downpour speedruns, and there's only ever like 5 runs maximum. So it's like a mediocre run can get like 2nd place. And Pebbles percent is actually a category that people have run a decent amount, so there's actually competition. There's another explosive spear down there. I might. This isn't a thing I can fall down. There's another explosive spear down here, so I'm gonna grab it to get another mirror spear. It's kind of fun optimizing like each explosive spear is 1 mirror spear worth of points. It is still possible to kill them normally, but they run away really easily, and you need to get a lot of spear hits in. This is also like the worst. This little thing here, it for some reason it takes a long time to climb out of. So you need like a very specific jump. And well, I don't even know how you do it, honestly. And I can't use the spear to climb out, so it's gonna blow up. Go around. I thought that any percent might be more run. It's any percent and Pebbles percent that are by far the most run categories in this game. I have a feeling that even some of the more popular downpour runs are not gonna get the same number of runs. Uh-oh. That was actually still really risky. That mirror spear could have bit me at any moment. Now I'm going to carry this thing around. Please don't throw the spears just one in. Once again, some unfortunate things have happened over here. Probably just a few more runs. I imagine that people who are like getting into speedrunning are more likely to try Pebbles. Maybe or maybe not. That's a Karma Lizard. I've only submitted 1 run for like the default category for Vanilla Rain World, I should say. And it's also Pebbles percent. I should go down here. Because I saw any percent, and it's basically just like the second half of Pebbles percent, where you go into drainage system and then Like, I like drainage system. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the run because it's just movement. No dealing with like RNG and creatures. They need to eat. But after that, like filtration system and then the depths are like my least favorite parts of the run. Do you like bubble fruit? No, they don't. Well, it's the only food we have, okay. I also hear a lizard. Yeah, let's just get out of here. There's plenty of lizards over here. This entrance right here. What I forget about. Oh. Just make sure I have that kill for that lizard. I think I could have hit the back of this salamander. Now it's stuck in the wall. Let's not throw the slug pup. Okay, maneuvering around in these tunnels is always really messy. You don't have much space to maneuver. I'm a little worried about the Leviathan because they were biting something not that long ago. Here's an opportunity to get the spider. Just have to push this guy out of the way. Hopefully I still have the slug pup on my back. Okay, now we go. Probably could have done a water hop there. There is Leviathan, but I think I'm gonna outrun it or outswim it. I really think this game could use some more medium-sized creatures. There's like creatures on the scale of like lizards and scavengers, slug cats, you know, creatures like that. And then there's huge creatures like vultures and leviathans, the giant jellyfish, but I feel like there's not really much stuff in between that. I guess vultures are kind of close to that. But in terms of like air creatures that like fly around and stuff, vultures are pretty like on the bigger side of the creatures that fly around. And like what's the next biggest flying creature compared to vultures? That was a pretty good cycle, at least. But now I have to get the pearl. It should still be here. Even if a scavenger picked it up, it should respawn. Yeah, another kind of flying creature. I don't know, any additional creatures are still nice. Would still be nice because Downpour added a decent amount of creatures if you include the variants, but otherwise not really. Like there's some new spiders, lizards, vulture, Like not too much completely unique stuff, and there's like some gaps in creature variation. Some niches that could be occupied by interesting new creatures. There should be a lot more in this area. I wish these kind of rooms there were more of them. And specifically, specifically in like filtration, because you get into filtration and suddenly there's a ton of like the really small tunnels. But like I would like to fight more creatures in this kind of room. I guess there's a few of them in Outer Expanse, right? Few rooms like this, as well as in sump tunnels, but or not sump tunnels, but like around Pipe Yard through its connection with Shoreline. Hello? There's some spears up there. Did I throw that too high? No. I don't even know if I should be going this way. Like stowaways and yeeks, but like stowaways are so uncommon and a lot of people never see them. And geeks are probably one of the better new creatures. Oh, nice spear throw. I should have. Is this guy just not gonna move? I'll take it. The pop. Is that a big centipede? Nah. There's a perfect version of a Ranworld DLC that it's like that's never gonna exist. I think there's a way they could have. Whoa. Sure, fast. Is that the sound for taming a lizard or a mole lizard? Because like one big complaint about Downpour is that it kind of strays away from the tone of base Downpour. And I agree. There's times where like I think a good example of this is one of the ideas for Artificer's campaign was that you would find the joke rifle somewhere in Metropolis and it'd be explained as some sort of railgun that the scavengers used and like found in somewhere in Metropolis and they used as a gun. And the fact that they actually considered including the joke rifle in one of the official campaigns. Like they probably had to go back and like tone down everything. I think that's kind of how it went. And also like the entire inverted campaign or inv or like whatever you want to call it. Like that the very fact that that exists. Hello, you can see through that wall. And also just kind of the fact that a lot of the Downpour slugheads are like ridiculously overpowered, like Artificer and Rivulet, like the base abilities that the Survivor and Hunter has, they're super simple. Like there's a lot you can do with movement obviously, but it doesn't ever go too far. Except for maybe doing this, if I did it correctly. That kind of jump is the most extreme your abilities ever get. And then we have characters with like double jumps and they can make explosives and I don't like seeing that. As well as like the moment you pick up the rarefaction cell and you can jump like multiple screens high as Rivulet, like that's a little bit extreme. And I don't think that if there was an actual like DLC for like an actual like continuation of Ranworld, that seems like a little extreme. Like, you really gave the most mobile character you've ever made, and you made them jump higher. Like, really? I wanted to go this way, but there's a big red problem in the way. The Saint, I think, is the closest we'll get to that actual experience. Saint feels like Ranworld 2. While the rest of the campaigns are just kind of messing around. Not too much, like, it's definitely still kind of reasonable most of the time. There's another spitter spider. How many of them are there in this region? Yeah, make sure to face the wrong direction when throwing that spear. I think they were already dead. You're welcome. And even then, Saint's abilities at the... when you get max karma, like, I feel like that's maybe a little bit too much too. I mean, I remember seeing the more Slugcats mod way back. This guy's still here. And I saw the Saint's ability back then, like 5 years ago, and when I saw that the Downpour was becoming an official DLC, I was like, no way, Saint still has these abilities, but of course they still do. I mean, if the goal was to, like, if you wanted to have Saint have the ability to ascend to things, then I guess, like, how else would you do it in game? Yeah, that's poor scavenger. Well, I'm not gonna save them now that they're down there. Another spitter spider. Ooh. Like up. Come back. What's the time looking? I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna risk trying to look for more, but I feel like every creature in this region came here and is now dead. Except the scavengers, they're cool. That's an explosive spear. I could get another... Mirror's bird kill. But if you're ever thinking about like what a like Ranworld DLC or sequel could look like, there's no way to make it that would appeal to everyone. I think one of the big goals of Downpour was to make the game just normally fun. Not like Ranworld fun, as in like dying multiple times to the same area or to like white lizards you can't see. Like base Ranworld gives you the experience of being a wild animal. Downpour was like, this experience isn't for everyone. That Dropkick really climbed all the way up there to just grab one of the spiders on the floor. That's already dead. Anyway, like, base Ranworld isn't for everyone. And Downpour said, let's try to make it more accessible and more just enjoyable, right? Hence, some of the overpowered abilities of the Slugcats. As well as, like, a bunch of the remake settings that make the base game easier. Note that I do have the Hunter. And the Mother. And the Scholar. That's nice. See all those. Metropolis ruins the mystery of the cities. You would think it would be better if we never got to go to the city at all, and they always kind of remained a mystery in the distance. I mean, I think it would have been cool if we still got to explore Metropolis, but I'm not really a fan of how it's kind of just like a war zone. Like, oh wow, this cool city in the background, I can't wait to explore it, and then you go there and it's filled with scavengers and you kill them all. Like, that's a little bit extreme. Please don't. Shoot. I really would rather save this explosive spear, but I might be forced to use it here. Like, it would have been cool if Metropolis focused on the ancients, maybe. Like, maybe there could be pearls there that would let you learn more about their culture, and you could see their art and all sorts of stuff about the ancients. That would be amazing for lore purposes. And it's also just like, even the like background art that's in Downpour, it looks amazing. Just like the aesthetic of being in Metropolis is great. But I feel like having to fight scavengers constantly, as well as the fact that it literally has a boss fight, it feels kind of out of place. Sort of like a fan fiction. It is. It literally is fan fiction. Because the main developer of like most of the mod, the lead developer at least, it started out as just a mod for them, right? And you can even see in some of the developer commentary, they still refer to it as a mod, or like, I believe the developer commentary that talks about the cold, they say like in the more Slopecats mod canon, the rest of the world is in an ice age, right? But now it's just like in canon, the rest of the world is in an ice age, right? I don't really need to be going in this direction. So they just kind of had a theory that like, oh, what if it's cold everywhere, and all of a sudden the iterators are providing heat to these regions, and then their little theory became how the game is. I'm not gonna be able to get past this area again. Let's just go down here. And that became the case for like most of the game, right? And I think it's fine. Their interpretation of the story is cool, like, and some of it's pretty obvious, right? Like, eventually Five Pebbles is gonna kind of deteriorate because of the rot. It makes sense that submerged superstructure exists, and the way that Outer Expanse looks makes sense, right? But I think story stuff, like kind of what Saint is, like, I think it would have made a lot more sense if Saint was the triple affirmative created by Sliver of Straw. And the reason that they're last in the timeline is because it took that long to travel to Five Pebbles, right? But apparently that's been deconfirmed by like some of the developers on Discord or something like that. Like, I haven't actually seen it be deconfirmed, but that's what I've heard. And it's kind of strange that like one of the most compelling theories about the game has just, one of the developers just said, nah, that's not true. That's not it. Oh, let's not stand over here. Scavengers. There's still more spiders in this area. There's another spitter spider. I think I'm gonna head back over here on this side of Subterranean. This poor centipede. At least get the spear back. Do I need to eat? We both need to eat. I'm gonna try to catch some of these bat flies. But anyway, actually, something that I didn't get to finish talking about, but you can't like appeal to everyone. Like, some people probably really love Downpour. I mean, I'm enjoying it. There's a reason I've been exclusively streaming this game for as long as I've been streaming. But I have a lot of critiques about it. A lot of things that could be better. Oh, come on. Here's a little tip. You can take a single bite out of a centipede to kill it. Like, I'm enjoying Downpour, but I think I would have enjoyed a different type of game more. I can just eat this, right? They can't see it. He's already dead. But like the type of people who like the more serious atmosphere, the more like you feel like a wild animal of base game, they probably don't enjoy Downpour as much, right? Okay. Every time the game freezes like that, it could just crash. Trying to move this guy out of the way. I do think Downpour got a lot of things right, though. Oh, great. Now they're just going to get revived. Like, the story with Pebbles and Moon is pretty good. The best part of Downpour by far is like the world building. Being able to see different parts of the world change over time. Like being able to see garbage waste with more rot because it's closer to when Pebbles dumped a bunch of stuff down there. Being able to see waterfront facility and like drainage system, filtration system being more functional because they're in like early in the timeline when they haven't decayed as much. This guy should still be nice, right? And also being able to see like silent construct. Those are all great. Okay, I can't do that jump. Also, I've been missing out on a few messages in the chat because you guys like to type entire paragraphs in there. Let's not do that. Technically, I can still get the friend, right? It only takes 3 cycles. Oh, okay. So like if the developer just says something about the game, it doesn't necessarily confirm anything until there's like a chunk of text in the game that says this one thing specifically. I could go down here and risk dying to the spider. Yeah, let's all get in here. There's plenty of space. This is gonna be a pain to get out of. I have not seen The Mandalorian. I should have checked my... Well, actually... Hey, you can't get the slug pot. Actually, I managed to get out of there. I'm just gonna... leave that lizard to do its thing. Maybe it can get out of there with the lizard, or with the spider. All these tiny centipedes in the way. Rainworld also really didn't like to tell player anything. Most mechanics you would just have to figure out on your own. But Downpour is like, I will just tell the player, you know. There's like a couple added little tutorial text boxes that show up for some situations, like when you get on a deer or pick up a spore puff. There's a lot more like UI elements, like the Gourmand's food quest and the like unlockable stuff in the corner of the screen, and all that's like quality of life, and it's nice to have, but it's also just like more information added that the slug guy isn't really aware of. And that's something that this game also does very well, is making a lot of information like diegetic. Okay, I almost was able to grab that spear. There goes my spears. I mean, I knew what I was doing. Ooh, that's a situation. I'm kind of stuck here. I don't think I can make it up there. I'm... Oh, one slug get for each lizard, okay. I have to do this again. Should only take... Oh! You're dead. And then it got away. And there goes my spear too. I really don't need to keep eating meat exclusively. I already got the hunter. I don't have a reason to keep the slug puff. But might as well. So it's impressive how well mole lizards are able to track you just from noise alone. I really stabbed the wall and not the lizard right in front of the wall. Now it's just gonna get away really easily. No! Why'd it throw the... Why'd it throw the mushrooms? Well, I've just said that I don't need the slug puff. Just remember that every time, every cycle's gonna start like this. Oh, I got the spider too. Only the lizard would leave too. Well, I guess it's fine if it doesn't leave. It's just more likely for it to stay there on the next cycle. I'm gonna go this way since I seem to keep dying on the other path. Still just like very uneven. If you don't do it the game's way, yeah, I guess the actual route is very much unintentional. Climbing up the wall backwards and then exiting back all the way back to the beginning. Oh, that was actually kind of close. They're moving way too fast for me to catch up. My first experience of Rain World was very much using guides. I did not really learn much for myself at all. I did learn how to whiplash myself. That's the trick where you do this. I figured this out myself. And I was like, yo, look at this cool movement I found. And then I discovered the movement document and never discovered any movement after that point. I need to make sure this spider is actually dead. Can a spider be revived after you eat it? So I thought that they could not be revived if they took sufficient damage, whatever that means. Like if you hit them with an explosive spear, they definitely can't be revived. Unless they can, and I'm not actually very familiar with how it works. That's a larger lizard. That's not actually trying to kill me. Deja vu. Oh, okay. Whiplash is actually probably most useful for picking up items, which I think is what it's intended to do. Like, there's something over there, and I want to grab it without walking all the way there. Just pick it up like that. I feel like the Rain World community is usually like pretty helpful. Honestly, it's the kind of game that you'd expect people to say like, "Oh, figure it out yourself," instead of giving help. Because, I mean, usually they just say avoid spoilers, but you know, because you don't want them to become lost and give up on the game like a lot of people do, then you kind of want to help. And I actually don't really consider Rain World a difficult game in a traditional sense, but more like a very unusual game. The kind of game that you have to relearn some of like the basics of how games even work in the first place. There's some assumptions about games that Rain World completely breaks. Actually, I don't know why I'm going over here, because that's like the worst place to be. Like the fact that movement is physics based instead of, well, I guess most movement is physics based to some degree, but it's like a physics simulation. So just that, like, people complain about the movement, right? That it feels like weird and it's hard to control, and that's because it is, but you know, eventually you can get used to it. Karma farm, okay, people actually are totally justified when complaining about karma, because I think it's stupid too. The fact that sometimes the best approach to get through an area is just to like eat food and like sleep multiple times in a row without actually doing anything. And you don't want to like do anything risky because you might die again and lose that karma you need to get. So karma's like one of my least favorite mechanics in the game. It just becomes less of a problem as you improve. This is a spear. Yes. It actually got a little bit of a higher jump because of the spider. Oh, did I stick that one into the wall too? That's a red spider, or red centipede. AKA, don't go that way. Let's just head back to the shelter. I think I am going to get the friend passage. I think you'll need to stay with a lizard for 2 cycles. There's a dropper like right there. I can go under it anyway. Usually the approach that difficult games go for is very like responsive controls, but like very difficult environment that you're in. Hello? Like a Super Meat Boy, right? It's like got pretty responsive movement. It's like very fast and maneuverable, but the environment that you're in is like very dangerous, where like the smallest mistakes can cost you. But also like it's very easy to restart and retry over and over and over again. And Randworld is more like you have to be patient and think scenarios through, and if you die then you lose a lot more progress. So you really have to make sure that you don't, make sure that you're careful like at all times. Let's see what the progress is. I don't know if the friend is one of those passages that goes down if you die. Honestly, these like amount of kills is actually pretty underwhelming compared to like some other runs that I've seen, where it's actually like across the whole screen every single cycle. But that's also probably because of double spawns, which is a mechanic that I don't even know is like works in the game anymore. If you like enter a region and starve, or starve and enter a region, something like that, then you can duplicate every creature. And of course, in a score run, you want to do that, so you have more things to kill. Oh, that's wonderful. So I could be getting like twice as many kills also, but sometimes like in the situation where there's a lot of creatures, it's like just kind of overwhelming, and it's hard to get points even if there aren't enough creatures. I want to get that lizard. Oh, that's its den. There's a chance that that centipede makes its way over to my lizard friend and kills it. So hopefully not. If I tamed another lizard and slept with it, would it also count? Or does it have to be the same lizard? I actually don't know. Oh, there's a spitter spider somewhere. You can bait this mold lizard up here, although it might be a little busy with the spider. There's a green one, so I really don't want to go down there. Maybe I'll actually... I wanted to do this earlier, but I couldn't because of the red centipede, but I wanted to go up here. Just climbed up on the other side. I want to go back to the starting area. Eat that. Funny that the slug pup is fine with eating a creature like the same exact size as it. But somehow it's only worth 2 out of 3 food pips. It's actually quite a lot compared to their size. Yeah, eat that. I missed horribly. There we go. A little bit hard to see where they are because they're at the very surface of the water. Oh. I once again have to ask, is the slug pup lung capacity less than mine? They look fine. That's a explosive spear. Surprised that didn't launch those mushrooms. You know, people usually don't like games that are very similar to other games. I think of them as just being lazy ripoffs. But I would love to see a game very similar to Rain World, because it just means I get to play Rain World again without knowing everything already. I mean, it's with these kind of games where, you know, they're so unique because of how difficult they are to make. Like, if they were easy to make, it would be more common. Worm grass is not a problem. So, you know, there's probably a good reason why there aren't many games like Rain World, but I would love to see something like it. I mean, if you want to be like, make it really simple, all it has to be is a game where the enemies have their own like motivation. A game where it isn't just enemies are there to be dangerous to you, right? Or to make the game more challenging, right? In Rain World, they're just here to like to try to survive, you know. And I guess that's like one of the main things that makes Rain World unique, I'd say. The fact that creatures aren't, or like, they aren't enemies specifically placed for like being obstacles for the player. Although actually, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Rain-like a Rain-like game in the next like 4 years. If you assume that they just take a long time to make. That was a wonderful spear through. Because Rain World is like by far the most popular it's ever been. Like just judging based on the number of like Rain World videos I've seen recently, by like decently large channels. Of course, Rain World, like any small game, is gonna have its like content creators with a handful of followers. But like a lot more people are noticing Rain World, and one of those people, or some of those people, might be game developers who are thinking, "Hey, that's a cool idea. Maybe I'll make something similar." The real question I have right now is the location of a red centipede. That actually just looks like a regular large centipede. Yeah, I think the red one might be to my right. Uh-oh, someone's mad. This could actually help me out a little bit. If they actually attack. Oh. I do need to eat more. Unpopular game to slightly more popular game. Yeah. I mean, it only took like 2 people to make this game. Of course, over a very long time, and with a Kickstarter. Is this guy really gonna be in the way? I really have to rush through this last area because it's close to the end of the cycle, but it looks like the rest of the centipedes have left, or I managed to get past. Any more food? Nope. And hopefully the lizard doesn't run away, although that's fairly likely. as well as the Hey, no, stay in the shelter. It's safe. As long as I see a light flash. Okay, I think they're gonna come in. Somehow this lizard has managed to survive without eating anything for the past like 3 cycles. I guess it really hasn't been doing much either. But that should be the friend, right? This is by far the most passages I've ever had in a score run. I've done other runs where I've gotten like all the passages, but I would have gotten Wanderer too, I think, if I stayed in a few more shelters, but that might have not given me enough time to get the friend or the mother had things gone differently. Also because of Downpour. Because it added a bunch of new passages, so my last score run couldn't have gotten them anyway. But this is the last cycle, so if I shelter again, I would not be good, so I better just get going. Excuse me. And I think I am going to have to leave the pup somewhere. Let's see if I die immediately. Protect me. Why are you running? He just did a backflip. Oh, does it not throw rocks? Yeah, so the animation, I would say I'm a little surprised that this kind of animation isn't more popular because it looks like it's actually easier to create. Instead of having to draw the same thing multiple times to create a frame-by-frame animation, you just need to create one rig. Well, there's a lot more to it, of course, but you can just move it around with physics. And there is some amount of animation still. Like, you still have to, like, figure out the way that a lizard's legs are gonna move when it's walking. Nice shot, dude. But it's a lot, I feel like it'd be easier than drawing the same thing over and over again for frame-by-frame animation. Super janky. Very descriptive. It's actually like I think it's like a decently common approach for like robotic things. Having like the kind of everything move on its own. We're moving. That's a weird sound. Mole lizard? There's a mole lizard. But it's getting carried by the spitter. But like for example, if you had a mech, like robotic legs, you might want to have those legs move with procedural animation. It doesn't really need to look natural because it's a robot. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through this tunnel by the end of this. Yeah, I think it's about time to go down. So this should be the end of the run if I can make it through filtration. That's the next big challenge. There's a decent amount of mole lizards to get in filtration. I don't think it's really worth it. considering the limited space. And the slug pup. Oh, that's wonderful. I love that tunnel that you can just fall all the way down. Although, actually... Is that a red centipede that I hear? Not just a regular one. Sometimes they make a lot of noise, depending on how they're positioned. I could definitely get this one. Yeah, do you see that? I went into that pipe and then threw the spear into the wall. Oh, really? There has to be a scavenger. I switched places with them. Okay, I guess that can happen too. No, why are you here? He was already dead, dude. Okay, I don't like being on this side of a scavenger. Oh. Did he manage to get away? I have to just keep going. I could have gotten a decent amount more kills there had I played better. They're just gonna leave, aren't they? I don't have any other better ideas. Kills by your child count towards your score. I don't know. Well, I either leave them here or I leave them in the depths. Where they can't escape at all. Or where they just die to the guardians. You know, like, there's not a good option for them. Hey, come down here. I mean, I kind of thought about leaving them in a higher shelter. I kind of feared that if I left them in the shelter with the lizard would have just eaten them. Like, maybe it's just because they were on my back, the lizard wasn't aggressive towards them. There's not really a good option either way. Unless I left them behind way earlier, but they actually kind of saved me in some situations. It was nice. I don't get to... I haven't, like, seen a slug pup recently. Most runs that I do, but I've been doing recently, they're not the categories where slug pups can show up. And it actually is, like, practical here because of the passage. Yeah, this part of the run. This area is a good reason why I don't like any percent. Like, it's the old version of any percent because you can't exactly do the garden skip anymore, but most of the run was just depths. I hope you like the depths because it's gonna be like 10 minutes of the run, and I don't really like it. I have run Rivulet Pilgrimage because just because Rivulet's faster, you spend less time in the depths. And also because you can take a different route. I don't know if I did that in my pilgrimage run, but you take one of the earlier rooms because you can actually put it on the map. No, but this room right here, from this pipe, there's a pipe that's like at the top of the screen that you can't usually make. You can't get up there, but if you store a backflip on the pipe or on the pole and do a backflip at the very top, then you can make it, and it actually ends up being faster. Is the child still alive? Maybe. I mean, it'd be kind of interesting if you could bring them to Echoes to increase their karma, so that they could actually get past the Guardians. But that also feels kind of weird. It's definitely, I feel like Ascension is only a good ending as the Hunter because of what happens if you don't ascend. In every other situation, it's not actually the greatest ending. Like Gourmand and Hunter and Monk's alternate endings, like they're all great. And so also most of the other like story endings where you end up doing something important other than just ascending and leaving everything behind. Although I did not revive Moon, so I didn't even complete my main mission. Also, don't even try to do slides in this area. For some reason, they're way harder. I mean, it's basically just Survivor, right? If you leave a Slugpup behind, that's kind of what the Survivor went through, so surely they're capable of surviving on their own for some amount of time. Imagine starting a Survivor campaign in your infiltration system. Except that's also been kind of messed up by the existence of Outer Expanse. If you fall through the room, if you fall through that room, you end up going back to Outskirts, right? But it's only a few rooms. It doesn't take that long at all, and I think it's suggested from the Survivor's opening cutscene that after being separated by their family, from their family, there's some amount of time passed because you're an adult Slugcat, right? But they're quite smaller in the cutscenes, so it's enough time for them to grow up, right? Surrounded by mole lizards, yeah, that's not great. But the fact that the path from Outer Expanse into Outskirts is so short, it kind of breaks the idea that enough time passed after the cutscene for the Survivor. Doesn't really make sense. Anyway, this cutscene, I mean, it's not a cutscene. It feels like a cutscene. It's just gonna take a while, as always, just going through the Void Sea. I do wish there was an option after beating a campaign to just skip this whole thing. Like, oh, after you see the hunter ending, you could, like, I don't know how, if there's a way to do it that's, like, diegetic, but a way to just skip this whole sequence because it takes forever. Although it is kind of cool to return to the Void Sea every once in a while. It's actually ridiculous the amount of effort put into this one area that you see for like the last 10 minutes of the game. It's the kind of thing that lets you know just how much care was put into the game from the original developers. Because as a developer, you know that the ending of your game is going to be seen by the least people. Right, so like the tutorial. Oh, hold up. I need to lower the volume because the stereo is always super loud. But like the tutorial of your game is going to be seen by the most people, so that should actually be the place you put the most effort into, which is true to a degree. You want your tutorial to be really good, and you want it to not feel like a tutorial at all. But Rain World is the kind of game that has like very few people make it all the way here, and like creating an entire these void worms are probably reused assets from Leviathans. I think they have a very similar model. Which is all like the visual effects, the fact that there's so many in this area, and like the whole depth and like, the Void Sea, as well as everything that happens after this point. For like 5% of the player base to ever see. But it's also kind of worth it because that 5% of people is gonna go recommend the game to other people and say, yo, the ending is crazy. Except the ending isn't really great. it's very interesting, but I don't think it's worth like struggling through Rain World. I think the real reward of playing the game is just learning how to play the game. Just learning how it works. The biggest reward that you get from playing the game is learning how to actually play it. And the lore, if you're crazy and you want to go get the pearls for yourself. Someone want to make a new custom slug cat, a green one that starts in filtration system. It was abandoned by the hunter and has like developed something unique. They would have to be like have some sort of unique ability, or else they're just Hunter 2, except weaker because Hunter's presumably modified somewhat by an iterator. Maybe they would be reverse artificers. They go up to join in with the scavenger tribe. And like that's their gimmick, that they're like just friends with the scavengers and can make use of their tools and stuff. Actually, that's a good idea. They would be like Gourmand, except instead of crafting random items together, you can craft items together with spears. So you can make explosive spears, you can make electric spears, and then all sorts of other things like combining flashbangs or spore puffs with spears. But also, it wouldn't make sense to start in filtration because presumably they would leave filtration with the scavengers. I always kind of wonder if the scavengers move between regions too. It's kind of suggested that Metropolis is like the hub of the scavengers because it's where the king is. And so maybe like scavengers kind of cycle in and out of going to Metropolis. Although you don't usually see them going up the wall or Like, how did they get up there? So you'd probably end up in garbage waste. Or maybe just stay down in Subterranean if this group of scavengers stays here an extended amount of time. Maybe they have another, like, garbage waste size, like, stronghold just off screen that we can't see. Anyway, the only reason I'm actually doing this whole sequence is to see the score. This statistics screen at the end of the run. Surely it's better than 10k. I've gotten way more passages, but I feel like I've also gotten less creature kills. A lot of the cycles are spent just walking between regions, as well as the regions getting or focusing on getting the Saints. The cycles. And even on the cycles that I was trying to get kills, I only got like a handful of them. Some of the ones in Subterranean, I only got like 5 spiders that aren't really worth that many points. And it would have been like too risky to go for red centipedes, although I did get a decent amount of Mirror Spirits, maybe like 3 or 4 of them. Anytime I'd got an explosive spear, I'd try to get one. I think I've just now noticed I had music off this whole time. There's no music playing in this area. And there should have been music playing in depth, but I don't think any music. Well, there's some songs that play in Subterranean, but there's no threat music, so I didn't even notice. Yeah, we get it. All right. See how we did. Actually, not too many deaths. I also definitely could have gotten the green neuron. I had thought ahead of time. A lot of green lizards. I guess I did spend some time in outskirts. Specifically getting green lizards. Only 3 mirror birds. And then a whole lot of passages. So this is definitely better than my previous score. I don't know if it's above 20k though. But like 3 of these passages are new to Downpour, so maybe it wouldn't have been better had I not had those passages. Actually, no. We're already above 10k. But 20k seems pretty far still. Hey, just barely. That's nice. To make it to another milestone like this. I think okay. There's a lot I could change about the route, but I think making better use of the vulture mask, because I mostly spent my last few cycles in Subterranean, killing like centipedes and spiders. it probably would have been better to stay in like industrial or chimney or something like that with the vulture mask so that I could get a lot of lizard kills. That would be better. If I knew how to like budget my remaining cycles so that I'd have enough to make it down to the depths if I wanted to do that. I mean, a good cycle might be better than ascending. It might be worth it to just spend your last few cycles going for as many kills as possible instead of ascending. Unless you're able to make it all the way down to the depths in a single cycle. Although I don't know if getting points along the way would count if you get kills on your final cycle. So yeah, that was a good. I mean, that was supposed to be a practice run, so I actually didn't really take it that seriously at the beginning. And I don't really know if I want to continue trying go runs. This one went a lot better than I thought it would. And I guess there's also like more changes I could make to the route, so I might attempt score runs in the future while actually following a route instead of just making it up along the way. Because I didn't even get wander, and that was a lot of what I based. Like 20 chat messages just popped up out of nowhere, and I couldn't see them the whole time. Thank you, YouTube. Hold up, I gotta spend some time reading these now. Oh, they could start in the merchant room, like off on the side of Subterranean. But also Subterranean is kind of a pain to get out of, so that might not be a good start. Maybe they could start at the bottom of Pipe Yard. Never name your pups. Yeah, I didn't have a name either. I'm not great with names. It was also very lucky to get a slug pup because I only saw one of them in Sky Islands, which I don't even know how likely that is to happen. But yeah, I might try a score run after in like quite a long time. I'm probably gonna focus on speedruns for a while, or like more mods if they come out. Actually, I might try a score run with a different character, like Spearmaster or Artificer. Those could be interesting. Or a modded look at like Drone Master score run. That'd be great because I could actually get a lot of kills. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the stream. Thanks for watching. See ya.